How's it going, everybody? My name is Dan and this is dtmdesigned. Today we have another one-day build video for you. We're going to be taking this small little trash can here and we're going to be creating a diorama around it. This trash can is usually like a little pen cup holder, and it's like just a little promotional business for this environmental place. And so we're going to be taking this trash can, doing a little paint job to it, creating a base for it, and doing a little, creating a little scene. I'm going to go with a New York themed trash can for this. So it'll be fun creating some logos and stuff that go on the trash can to represent the city. And so I hope you guys enjoy this one-day build. We're going to get right into it, and here we go.
Alright, so to start off, I just used a sanding sponge and kind of scuffed up the surface so the primer would be able to stick to it a little better and wouldn't peel off so easily, and then cleaned up some mold lines that were on the trash can.
Alright, now that we got the little trash can nice and sanded and scuffed up, we're just going to take some of the filler primer that we have, prime it up, and then get it ready for its first coat of paint, which is going to be a yellow base. And then I'm not sure yet, but I might do the lid green, and then any logos will be green, and the wheels are going to stay black and have a little bit of detail added to them. So that's about it. So yeah, here we go.
So then I found a 3D file of a plastic lawn chair and then set that up in my printer and let it start printing. And then result came out, had to do 1 or 2 tries for that, and then put together some trash that I'd be adding into the can, and then also creating the logo and the stencil I'd be using to put on the trash can.
So we have the can all primered up and with the filler primer. And so once that dries a little more, because I just did the bottom, I'm gonna use this sanding sponge to smooth out a little bit of the paint, just because it went on a little rough, kind of orange peel. And then, so this is the yellow I'm going to be using. I didn't even know I had this, but it's a matte wild honey from Krylon. I shook it up real well because I have bad luck with pulling these out of my drawer and not shaking them enough and then getting clogged in the nozzle. So I shook it up real well, so that should be good. So once that's dry and I sand it, I'll paint it with this yellow. And then now we're just going to be going ahead and working on putting together just the trash that's going to go in there. So that box, some pizza boxes, some Amazon boxes, McDonald's stuff. These are the side decals that we made that are going to go on the side of the can. Whoa. And then once we get those all put together and everything, we'll go ahead and kind of form a base. We'll get some wood out of the supply area and cut up a square base and start working on that.
So after cutting up some of the pieces, I kind of just started folding up everything and using a little bit of super glue to hold everything together, tweezers and whatnot, and came out with a perfect little fan box to add into the trash pile there. And then going through and making these magazines that I wanted to add into the trash pile. So what I did, I would just kind of cut out the magazine and then accordion fold up some paper and then glue it to the back and then cut the edges and trim it up.
So we cut all the stuff out and we assembled it together. So everything doesn't have to be perfect. The printer didn't print too well, but it's all going to be old trash that's weathering. So all that kind of minor defects are fine, really. It kind of just adds to the effect. And then so here I have the trash can that was primed. I took the sanding sponge to it one more time just to smoothen out the priming job. Since I don't have regular primer, the filler primer goes on a little thicker, so I just wanted to thin that down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mask off the wheels and the lid, because I want to do the lid in a dark green, and then but then we're going to paint the body, like I said earlier, with this. And so we're going to do that right now. So we have the trash can here. It's all painted up. It's got the yellow going and we got the green lid, and then we just have the wheels painted black. Now a thing I'm having a problem with is that the paint kind of wants to peel off easy even though I sanded it. Maybe I just didn't do it enough, but I don't really want to go back, and as long as it's not touched obviously and stuff, it's going to be fine. and I'll put a clear coat kind of on all of it after it's all over. But pretty much I have these vinyl decals right here that I cut out to use as stencils on the side, but I feel like they're gonna be way too sticky and they're gonna rip the paint off. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to just peel this off, and then I'm gonna sprinkle some like, probably some baking soda or something to kind of make the back of it not sticky anymore. And then I can just lay this down on top and spray and know that it's not sticking to the paint, but I can still get the stenciling of the logo that I want. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do that.
So then I started working on a 3D printed lawn chair that I had done. Pretty much just using my nail files here to smoothen out all the rough lines from the printer. I tried to print it in the highest quality I can, but also a little quicker. So once I got it kind of decent enough where I thought it was good, I broke off some of the legs because I want it to be like kind of a broken up chair that's getting thrown away, obviously. And then just giving it a coat of primer. And then I went ahead and started working on the base for the model and laser cutting the sidewalks and then the overall street or the main part of the base, kind of rounding over the edge of the sidewalk to give it more of a little like worn away look and not so perfectly square, using some 120 grit sandpaper to act as the asphalt, and then sanding all the sides to make it nice and smooth. And then I got the grout powder and some paint, mixed it together, and painted it on top of the wood, so we can kind of get this concrete-y look instead of this wood look. Kind of just cover that up a little bit, make it look like it was laid concrete. And then I went ahead and started using some black trash bag to start making miniature bags of trash, and then just stuffing it with random stuff like tape and cellophane, whatever I had lying around, and then twisting and tying the top. And went to work on a whole bunch of them real quick. They're a little bit tedious, but they go together pretty quickly, and then you just kind of fiddle with the shape. And then I started working on getting the bag to go inside the actual thing, and then arranging the trash. Then going ahead, I got some black paint and watered it down a little bit, and probably used a little bit of white and some brown just to make a mucky color to wash over all the parts in the build, such as the chair and the can, pretty much, and just give it a nice dirty look and a weathered way look, and just kind of wipe away what I want and kind of keep what I do, and let some of it dry and then rub, and just kind of get a nice weathered effect throughout the whole model. And then played around with the trash can for a little bit, seeing how I wanted to position the trash and how I wanted it to look for the final build. If I wanted the lid like more popped open, a little more closed, and then kind of started just gluing and placing down all the items that I needed to do, and pretty much figured out the layout of the whole build that I wanted, and it came together pretty well, the layout wise. And so there's only a few more steps to complete this build, and we get right to them. Then I went ahead and grabbed out my pastels to start weathering the entire model, and just going around getting the sidewalks and all the little details, and just trying to randomize it and make it look as natural as possible, and just give a nice overall realistic look to the model.
Everybody, I did some of the weathering, as you can see, with all the pastels and finishes over here. And so here's the finished piece. I'll be taking some high quality photo detail shots for you to be looking at, but that's it. One last thing I'm gonna do is just cut out a piece for the felt base and then kind of paint the edges black and clean that up. So yeah, that's the last thing, and then this thing is done. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody, that was our one-day build. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you could please like, comment, or subscribe on this video and let me know what you'd like to see in the future or anything else. And we also have a bunch of other videos, so go please check those out. We got Hotel Cecil, we got bike seat upholstery, we have miniature Coliseum in Rome. We got a bunch of videos, so go check them out. And thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.